Did you miss me? Of course you did. So yeah, welcome back guys. This is the video number 2. Obviously there was not a lot of interest, but maybe a little bit. It got almost 30 views at this point. So you know, for me being at the, like I said, bottom of YouTube, where pretty much no one gets seen at all, 30 views ain't so bad after 2 weeks, and even 3 subscribers. So those who subscribed, thank you. Those who watched and didn't subscribe, not so much thanks, but more of shame on you. Shame on you. Come on, guys. Subscribe. If you like the channel, you like the video, subscribe. It'll make my day, and no one's going to judge you for what you subscribe to, unless you don't subscribe to them, in which case we will all judge you harshly. Got it? Good. So, same shirt, different room. You'll notice the blue walls are gone. Since the first video, I had decided that my former domicile was not fit to house my regal presence any longer, so I went out in search of a new lair in which to continue to hide myself from all of humanity. And I found it. So this is my new apartment. Behind me you see boxes of books, games, DVDs, things like that. So, you know, unpacking and all that takes forever. I'm just lazy. So when will it get done? I don't know. But let's get down to it. I have another story for all of you. And this one goes back to a time when I worked at a restaurant. Yeah, I won't tell you which restaurant it is because that would make some people angry with me, and we wouldn't want that. I will tell you though, I worked at a restaurant that was very famous for its gardens, where the chief produce that we grew was olives. Take and do with that what you will. From my age, you're probably assuming I was a waiter or server, as the proper title goes. I was not. I was not that lucky, as I've said, and I will say again, and I will say until the very day I am pushing daisies up out of the ground for kids to pick up and mutilate. I am not social. I do not have the social skills to perform the server's job and get enough tips to survive on. I cannot be the person that comes walking up to your table, tell you a couple of jokes, say something about the menu, and then come back and just continue to entertain you while providing the service that you're expecting, that you think you're entitled to. Though you've done nothing to do it. You've done nothing to be treated like royalty. The other part, keeping your glass refilled, make sure your order gets out on time, I can do that as long as the kitchen, like if your food's late, don't blame the server. It's the kitchen's fault. Sometimes they just can't get the food out fast enough. And don't shoot the messenger, is all I'm saying. They're doing their best. I was not so lucky. I was, my proper title was server's assistant. So if you go down to the bottom rung, what you just thought, the server, and go a step below, that's where I was. The other title I went by was busser. I was the guy who got to come in after you guys had had all your fun, your meal, and let your kid draw little doodles all over the table and make a mess on their seat with all their spaghetti, and sometimes with their McDonald's that you brought in because they can't find anything on the menu that they like. But you know, mommy and daddy gotta have some proper food every now and then. I was that guy. I got to come in and clean all that up within 30 seconds to a minute and a half, so we could see another family just like you in that same seat, so we could play the whole song and dance all over again. And I didn't get tips. I didn't have anyone just chunking money at me. I didn't have anyone just take their wallet and empty it onto the table for me. I got $5 an hour. $5. And we got something called tip share, which was great on busy days. Tip share was where we got a tiny, like if you look at the edge of the tip of a pencil, and then take a microscope and zoom in on that, and then take the smallest thing you can see on it, the smallest little grain of pencil lead you can see. That's the percentage we got of the take of the final profit that was made during our shift. So most of the time, on a good day, we got $30, $30, $40. If you were lucky and worked the horrible shifts, if you worked holidays, Black Friday, or something like that, you get 50. But on weekdays, it was average around 20 to 30 if you're lucky. Weekends, 30 to 40. So no, I didn't get tips. That's what I'm saying. Oh God. What I did get to do was clean up all the dining rooms, stock wine trays, and clean the drink machines. I won't tell you some of the things I saw because you may never drink things from a soda fountain again. Have fun thinking about that tonight. You're welcome. I was working one Friday night. Friday nights are always busy. Everyone's coming in because it's payday. You gotta celebrate on payday. You just cash that check, time to go spend almost all of it on some overpriced meal that you really don't need. We were busy all night, and I was just running back and forth between our we had 3 dining rooms. I was always in one of them, either cleaning tables, or I actually had to do a server's job that night. I had to take orders, I had to relay them, to the servers that were supposed to be doing it so they could put it in the computer, because I didn't know how to do that crap. While trying to make sure all the tables were clean. There were only ever, we only had 2 busters that night. That was at least a 3-man job, and we only had 2, and we were running, we were sprinting, we were running a marathon. We ran a marathon that night. According to my phone, I walked 4 miles in that tiny restaurant. Just by walking back and forth. Today, how'd my job description? I need a workout today. Well, I did, but that's not the point. I was busy. But like every weekend, every Friday night, people don't stay until closing. We closed at 11 on Fridays. And what people would do, the main rush was between 6 o'clock and 9 o'clock. We had stragglers come in until 10. Because, gotta eat. And the families were gonna go home, turn in early anyway. But the adults are. Kids aren't. You know how it is being a kid. You stay up. You stay up. Even if mom and dad tell you to go to sleep, you stay up. It almost makes you feel like you're doing something bad. I'm breaking the rules. Those people would go out, and the people who had plans after that, the clubs around there, didn't open until later and didn't really get going until 11 o'clock, midnight. So people would come in, eat. What's sad is we're still, even overpriced as we were still probably cheaper than those places. So this was around 10 o'clock when the subject of this story went down. We were starting to close up because it was emptying out pretty good. And like I said, we had 3 dining rooms. There was the one right next to the entrance, the one in the middle, and then there's one in the back toward the bathroom area, which always had people going through it anyway, because, bathroom. We closed that one down first. It would empty out. We would not see anyone else in there. We would clean up everything there. We would set up the tables. We would take a black book, the little black book that you see people jot down your orders in, and we'd have to take that and put it between each chair and its table to make sure it was properly spaced. And at closing, our manager would check that. And we would have to stay and get it right. Like, we're going to have someone come in. It's like, oh my God. This chair isn't properly spaced. I can never dine here again. It's a travesty. I've never met anyone like that. We would close that down, and anyone who wanted to eat after their shift was over or something like that, they would order food from the back and go into that dining room, and it was their job to clean up after themselves. Most of the time they did. Sometimes they didn't. Then it was my job. Oh, so frustrating. We would also, when there were new hires, they would be taken back into that dining room by their mentor, and we go through their training, the little workbooks. We had workbooks we had to fill out. It was like being in a high school class on how to work in this place. We had a workbook, a freaking workbook, and it was like that thick. I know that's not that bad, but still, come on, it's a part-time, less than minimum wage job. How much do we need to know? And that's not a insult to anyone who works there. Like I said, I work these jobs. They are hard. You do put more work in than you think you will. If you've done it before, you know what I mean. But still, to have a workbook to fill out for everyone who comes in, it's a little excessive. But yeah, they made up for it though with one thing. There was one redeeming quality that was to the training days. A free meal. Free food. It makes everyone happy. If you get food for free, it automatically tastes better. I don't know what happens, what magical fairy goes around waving a wand all over every kind of food, but if it's free, it tastes 1,000 times better than it would if you had to slap down some money for it. So I'm not talking just these little samplers that some people will probably give new hires to, like, okay, you can recommend this with this wine and this with this wine and push this dessert because it's easiest to make and it tastes good. So no, it wasn't like that. It was a full-on meal. You got appetizers, you got entrees, you got salads, you got breadsticks, and you got dessert. It was a 5-course meal for free. And not only the trainees got it, the mentor got it. Anyone who just happened to be getting off their shift around that time, or who could just, who wasn't that busy, could order food with them and get it for free. The restaurant would pay for it. Our managers were the coolest at that point when we had trainees. That's how they got us in. You think everything's going to be great, and then they don't reveal their evil stepmother side until you're already too far in to get out. And then you're theirs. I wasn't lucky enough. I was not getting off my shift. I was too busy still, even though we only had 2 dining rooms going. At this point, I was the closing busser, which means I had to stay closed. But the other guy, he'd left. So I was alone working the 2 dining rooms, which I was used to, but still didn't give me much time to, dilly-dally around. So I didn't get to go over there and order food. I was so jealous, though. I saw they just got to eat and laugh, and it was just, they were having such a good time. I just wanted to go there and ruin it so bad. And I guess something wanted to do it even worse than me. I was stocking the wine racks, the wine glasses. I don't know how we always ran out of wine glasses, but we always did. I didn't see nearly enough people to order wine like that. Man, so many alcoholics in this neighborhood. I was stocking the wine racks, watching them over there like freaking Gollum, just like free food. I still couldn't, and I was just putting up the wine glasses, and I saw this guy walk in to the dining room, a closed dining room, so I know he wasn't being seated. He didn't take that, here was the path to the bathroom on one side of the dining room, and here was they sat toward the back. He didn't go anywhere near this path over here to the bathroom. He went right up to them. Just right up. He got really close to their table for some reason, and then he just had this weird grin on his face. I'll try to do it. It was creepy. He just did that for several solid moments passed by, and it just killed the mood at that table. All the laughter died, all the smiles went away, everything was just dead. Free food can only do so much when you have a creepy guy standing over you smiling like the freaking Joker. In several solid moments he was silent, and then with this voice that just grabbed you, pulled you in. commanding tone some people have. He had it. And he said this. I'm quoting as close as I can remember. Clue number 1. There are numerous tragedies occurring all over this planet that we can do nothing about. Okay. That's exactly what I wanted to think about when I was going to get off in an hour, and when I was really wanting to just think about getting home and playing Dead Island. He took it from bad and depressing to completely earth-shattering despair with this. Clue number 2. People die every day. Okay. What do you say to this? If someone comes up and says, hey, people are dying everywhere, what do you want to do about it? What are you going to say? Because if you know what to say, please leave it in the comments so I'll know next time. So everyone will know next time what to say if someone comes up with a weird Joker grin, because he had that grin saying all of this. Creepy. That wasn't even the worst part. Everyone in the restaurant could hear this. But here's the worst part. He had a third thing. It wasn't another clue. It was just a punchline. Like, not the ha 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 punchline, the punchline. He got up real close. I got him right now. And said, "We're next." Not in that tone, but that's how it plays in my head. That weird whisper right in your ear that makes you think, oh God, creepy. Anyway, he said that and everything in the restaurant just died. Figuratively. It's okay. No one died that night. But I swear to God, it sounded like he was about to set off a bomb. Somewhere in the restaurant, like I was instantly going to action hero mode, like, okay, where would a bomb do the most damage, and how can I get there in the 10 seconds I have to disarm it? That crossed my mind for 2 seconds, and then I thought, I gotta get my butt out of here, because either he's going to push that detonator, or he's going to pull a shotgun out of his weirdly tight khakis. I don't know where he was keeping it, but he's going to pull one out and start just blowing anyone he sees away. And I need to get my butt out of here because I am not paid to handle that. But we were all just on pins and needles, just waiting. It was like I don't even know what it was like. It was just so scary. Then after he dropped this 1,000-pound anvil on us, he walked away from the table. He just left them completely shattered. Like they didn't start talking again for several minutes. Scarier than that, at least for me. He didn't just walk toward the exit of the restaurant. He walked toward me. Moi. I was about ready to make about 10 pounds of fudge at that moment. Because I was just thinking, God, no, please stay away. I will give you anything you want. Just keep that shotgun, whatever you're hiding, whatever you're about to do, just let me get out. Let's don't come toward me. But away! He came up to me. He got within reaching, I could touch him if I had wanted to. Of course I didn't. I wanted him to go away. And I thought, he's going to do it again. He is so going to do it again. And then he just says, have a good night. Walks past me and into the bathroom. At that point, I finally decided it was time to call a manager. Got on that little headset they made me wear, which was always falling out. Anyway, I don't know. I just spend a little more on the earpieces. And called up a manager, and the guy came out of the bathroom, and my manager intercepted him at the front. It was a great catch, by the way. It was phenomenal. Definitely need to make the ESPN highlight reel. And turned out the only thing that guy had in mind to destroy that night was our toilets. It was awful going in there afterwards. I don't know what that guy had on the menu, or even if he ate there, but good God. I see it every night when I close my eyes. It was awful. And turned out he was a freaking minister visiting one of the nearby churches for a revival. And he was promoting it by this message. And I'm just thinking, that is not the way to fill your pews. Come on. If you really want to get people in church, give them free Wi-Fi. That'll get them in there. Luckily, the rest of the night went normal, but I can tell you that at least 3 of us, including me, went under every booth, table, chair, high chair, wine rack. We even checked under the host desk and the bar, which this guy had never got anywhere near. And we all expected to see that blinking LED screen and the red wire, blue wire, and we all expected to be arguing over which one to cut. I was not. I was just wondering, who can I trip on my way out? Like, that's gonna help my odds of survival if that bomb goes off. I mean, I'm a horrible person. I am so horrible. But deep down, we all have a little bit of horrible in us. Just gotta find it and unleash it and watch. So that's my story for the night. And if you guys like it, make sure to hit like. And please subscribe this time, because that would make my day. It really would. I'm also going to leave a link to a Facebook page that I've created for the channel. And I'll be posting any news on it. And as for our schedule, I plan on releasing a video every 2 weeks, depending on how often I can think of content. So, yep, check out that. Like the video, subscribe, leave any comments you think of. And I'll see you next time. This has been Benji the Brilliant, signing off. Have a great night.